The first Blade Runner movie was released to cinemas on the exact same day as my favorite movie, John Carpenter's The Thing. And had its cinematography helmed by Jordan Cronenweth, not to be confused with Jeff Cronenweth, Jordan's son, who is a noteworthy cinematographer in his own right. Jordan was born on February 20th, 1935 in Los Angeles, California, and was active in the film industry from 1955 to 1992. During his time as a cinematographer, he won several awards, including the BAFTA Film Award for Best Cinematography, the ASC Award for Outstanding Cinematography, and the LAFCA Award for Best Cinematography. Among his notable works are Peggy Sue Got Married, Alter States, and of course, Blade Runner. Jordan's lighting techniques usually involved having much more naturalistic light, but since Blade Runner was an unnatural and futuristic world, he used much more artificial lighting. His framing technique throughout Blade Runner is distant, using wide and mid shots to allow the audience to soak in the foreign world before coming in closer to the characters using close-ups and mid shots. Shadows play a large part in the film as well, with shadows often used to convey secrecy either by the characters or acted upon the characters, as in Rachel's case. For Blade Runner in particular, he wanted to darken the film as much as possible, using primarily a fill light and a backlight to emphasize the shadows. Rather than relying on light, he wanted the film to revel in the details of shadow. In the scene where the main character Deckard meets Rachael, we can see how Jordan implements this technique, as a dim fill light from the left shows a small glimpse at Rachael, while a bright backlight contrasts her with the chair she is sitting in.
All right, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Just relax and answer them as simply as you can. It's your birthday. Someone gives you a calfskin wallet.
I wouldn't accept it. Also, I'd report the person who gave it to me to the police.
You've got a little boy. He shows you his butterfly collection, plus the killing jar.
I take him to the doctor.
I can never use enough backlighting. This is something that he would later say when talking about his style. It is also in this scene that we get to look at some of the motifs used by Jordan throughout the film. Ironically enough, Jordan ended up using similar techniques to The Thing to differentiate humans and replicants, which is a glimmer in the character's eye, but unlike The Thing, where a gleam in the character's eye means that the character is most likely human, characters with an artificial gleam in Blade Runner are not humans. Another motif is a lack of empathy in humans, which he brings to life with his wide shots as we see people steal, ignore gunshots, and be otherwise uncaring as they go about their daily life. A motif that plays a much greater part in the message of the movie. Last week was my first time watching Blade Runner. I had heard about it from my dad, and from its release date being so similar to my favorite movie, but I had never gone out of my way to watch it. I watched the final cut on Hulu and was floored at how well done the cinematography was. Every single scene felt both alive and dreary, while allowing the viewer to explore the world through the effective use of backgrounds and wide shots. The lighting conveys a clear and drowning motif of secrecy and empathy, and all of it's possible due to Jordan's skill as a cinematographer. So it's clear to me that without Jordan, Blade Runner would be missing the unique tone that made it so good in the first place.